Hi, my name is Tim.
How and when did you have the brain injury?
My brain injury happened back in 1981 when I was working at Raymond Towers as the heating and air conditioning engineer. Excuse me 1 second. I never get used to having these reading glasses before the pandemic happened. I never had to. But this is just one of the changes in my life, some minor, like the reading glasses, some major, like this wrist here, on my inability to speak well. But hey, I'm alive. I still got to make those changes. I may need to wheelchair to get from point A to point B, but I'm alive. Well, I had thought of what I would do if an emergency happened and the phone lines were down. Well, an emergency did happen, but the phone lines were perfect. When the pandemic happened, it affected the muscles in my throat. When I went to call for help, the operator did not understand me. This was before 911. So I had thought, what would I ever do if I needed help? To me, the answer was kind of simple. The phone lines worked, but I did. I started over to a fire alarm and pulled the fire alarm. Last thing I remember for 3.5 months was a security guard leaning over me asking me what was wrong. And when I finally went to the hospital, the doctor asked me some basic questions on how old I was, where I was, what I did for a living. That probably made the conclusion that I wasn't a drug overdose problematic, because when he asked me that question, I answered, I am an interstellar cab driver. So he had made the assumption, okay, this is a drug overdose. Wasted time, because when the blood test came back, they found there was no narcotics in my system. But everything turned out okay. So when I get the what if question about what would happen but if they had wasted so much time, I'm still alive, so I tell myself it doesn't really matter. The AVM was kind of like the coronavirus. I had a pseudomonas virus, so my temperature went up to 105 degrees. The only way I kept from dying was the doctors decided to open the windows to my room. I was in New York State at the time. They had the toll snap.
Does the speaking valve affect your breathing?
Yes and no. Good question. The valve does kind of affect my breathing because it restricts the amount of air I can get in. If I talk too fast or too loud, I could possibly pass out. It's been close a few times, but this really hasn't happened. If I know I'm going to strenuous, I remove the valve. I get my hands on this thing. I don't try to talk. I need to use my fingers to oscillate the air to draw past my vocal cords. One of the operations on my neck had been done because I kept aspirating. Sometimes it's just the saliva was going to my lungs. Appetizers which open windows and sources windows so the food was going to the stomach. The food was going into my lungs. If I lie down flat, the food that was in my stomach might come back up and into my lungs. If I remove the speaking valve, I would take aspirin. With this new style, every escape so it would all go past my vocal cords. And so I have to remove this if I'm going to speak. Otherwise, air would escape past this.
How long were you in the hospital?
I cannot give an exact time. I would say about 4 to 5 years. 4 hospitals, just melting in the Lord, sensors and partisan of Thursday. I had inside hospital visited most of the operations on my neck. Times river rehab, castle rehab, Times River. Well, I met the mother of my two kids. Let's stay away from that subject. They want this to be an uplifting story, and that ended badly.
What kind of treatment did you get there?
I would say all kinds of therapies, physical therapy, occupational therapy, activities of daily living, even one that taught me how to breathe, believe it or not, eating and audiology, and to the medicines that consumers that could hear fine, not being able to be understood well. That's another story. I learned basic sign language like every I love you, but that really does not just unless the other person also knows sign language. The people at Remote College had bought me a handheld typewriter. I would type out my messages, rip off the paper, hand it to the person I was talking to. So I would literally leave the fingertip paper trail behind me.
What did you do after the hospital?
I got my driver's license back in 1985. Did a lot of volunteering at 2 different jobs. The best one I had was a salesperson for selling art. I was so happy with that job. Opportunity Project OP helped me find it. Arts and balance in restaurants, San Monfort. Too bad that company went down the tubes in 2019. I got married in 1996. I had noticed over the years the brain kind of rewires itself around the damaged areas. A lot of the damage improved, but then again a lot didn't. I need this wheelchair to get from point A to point B. I don't use keys, but since my oxygen is restricted, I'm tired easily because I can't get enough air in, and I would want to fall easily. So I took some invention exoskeleton with gyroscopic controls. I just hope something happens that restores my balance. Now I did go back to Vortex for small engine repair. That seemed to come back to me easily. Sad to say, I had taken into consideration bad exhaust from undisputed repair. Going back to do small engine repair was a bad idea.
How did you find Opportunity Project?
I was volunteering for the Pacific County Brain Association back in 1993. One of the women there told me about the meeting that would be happening at the mobile library. It was questioning would this be necessary. To me, it was dark. Of course it's necessary. This doing basically wanted to help us with science, but this area of New Jersey, they wanted to see if there would be a desire. Many of the people have the same problems, and this was helping everyone in this part of New Jersey. This was an excellent idea, because when you have the brain hemorrhage, you have to relearn everything. All the day-to-day activities, from tying the suit, buttoning the suit, everything. If you cannot perform a certain task, someone may have an idea that works for them, and hopefully they will pass it on to help the next person. Up here was a copy of a place I looked at in California. This place is run by professionals in the whole field, but also by people that building was been created for.
What kind of advice would you give to someone else with a brain injury and to someone without a brain injury?
So, for the brain injured person, I would say brain injuries are not like an on and off light switch. It comes when it comes. It don't have if it doesn't work right away. It comes when it comes. What I mean by that is the business is like a light switch. It can be turned on and off. It takes time. You might do 3 steps ahead, 2 steps back, but you get 1 step forward. It may take time, but you will get there. Give it time. When you do get there, you will be stronger because of the forward again. Start using positive. Start developing step in the right direction. And to the non-brainless person, and brainless can happen to anyone at any time. So be patient and understanding. Easy to the person next to do or driving by you. That person you help today might be you tomorrow. I have to take Melissa and Michael. They were born in 1987, 88. My intent was to show the kids. Is that because someone says you can't do it? Try it anyway if no one's going to get hurt. Try it. I did do some planning. I have been told many times that no one's going to be able to understand you. Don't do it. But I persisted. Finally found someone that would do it. I said, okay, it may work, it may not, but we give it a try. We tried. I had to make some adjustments, like putting my lines in the book, or putting my lines someplace where it would work. The other advice I would give to a non-disabled person is, when you find a nice paying job, buy yourself some disability insurance. I'm living on Social Security, and it's not easy.
Thank you, Tim.
No problem. Hopefully this will help someone somewhere.